how to buy a home in San Luis Obispo and its surrounding areas. Stay tuned, you can do it. Hi guys, this is Verenice White with Goodell and White Real Estate Group here in SLO County, San Luis Obispo with eXp Realty. So welcome back to our channel, or if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. And we just want to let you know, if this is your first time here, we talk about everything there is to know to live, work, eat, sleep, and play here in SLO County. So if that's something you're looking for, then this channel's for you. John and I, we grew up here. We're local brokers. We raised our kids here. We still live here, and we absolutely love it. And we cannot wait to tell you all about it. So we are getting phone calls every day right now from people relocating here, wanting to move from here, and we just absolutely love it. So if there's anything that you're looking for, information, please email, text us, give us a phone call, send us a pigeon carrier, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us, day, evening, weekends, it does not matter, because we've got your back when you're moving to the Central Coast, California. Okay friends, so I'm going to give you some tips right now of what's going on in San Luis Obispo County, things that we can help you with on how to purchase a home in 2021 and what's going on currently. John has been doing it for 40 plus years. I've been doing it for 20 years. And again, we grew up here, raised our kids here. So we really know the area, and we know we've got our pulse on the market. So hopefully these things will help you as you're researching your move, and we're gonna get to it. So the first thing we're gonna wanna be sure is, what can you afford? So that's our tip number one, is you really need to sit with a lender and discuss, if you're selling something, what equity you have there. If you haven't sold something and you're entering the market, you know, what does that look like for you? How much house can you afford? We need to be sure and have that completely dialed in with your pre-approval letter, your verification of funds, your credit's been pulled, all those very important things. So step one, to get you at a very good position in negotiations as a buyer, is we need to have that all dialed in. If you're a cash buyer, you would have your information available for us to provide to the potential seller as we're searching for you. So number one is, we need to really have the financing in order and be sure that we can move forward with confidence, and that gives your broker, your real estate broker, the ability to negotiate for you as you've got all that super dialed in. So that's step number one. So number two is strategy. So this is where it's very critical, super important that you're working with a real estate broker that you are confident that will come up with a strategic plan, sustaining the current market conditions, which is all over the United States and everywhere, is there are multiple offers. There are terms and conditions that you can discuss to put you in a very good position with that seller. And a critical piece there is that the real estate broker that you're working with calls that other agent and says, what does the seller need? Because sometimes you feel that you know what the seller needs, and what we think is important may not necessarily be important to the seller. So that is so important. The relationship that the person that you're working with in helping you find the home here in San Luis Obispo County is super important as well. Those relationships can really go that extra mile for you. Luckily, most of us have a really great reputation of, when we're dealing with someone, when we have listings, we really weigh out who's bringing us the offer. And when we represent a buyer, I have to be securing that you and your lender are all dialed in. And even if you're working with an out-of-town lender, it is not the best scenario, but if you have a relationship with that lender, and that lender is going to get on the phone and have a conversation with the listing agent, that's going to make a huge impact So, there's certain things strategically that we want to really have pinned down and do as we're negotiating, because right now, you're going to be contending with other people coming in and trying to write offers on most of these homes if they're in the desired price point in a fantastic location, and obviously if the condition is prime, that's just where it's going to be. So just be prepared to have a strategy with your real estate broker. Okay, friends, so I'm hoping that you find this information valuable here for what it's going to take for you to buy here in SLO County in 2021. Please be sure and give us a like, show us some love, put a comment if there's anything that you would like us to discuss, or if there's a question, anything that you feel has helped you if you've currently bought or sold in the area. Be sure and put that in the comments and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our future videos. So number 3 is we want to have a good understanding of our timelines, and also with that you need to also have some flexibility with the timelines. What does that mean and what does that look like? So for example, you might be needing to sell your home or have sold your home, so the transition of that transaction. Also, does the seller need to rent back? They're not ready to move. Is that going to be a problem for you? So the timeline of getting movers in place, okay? So this last year, there was a lot of stress and having movers lined up because they reserved the right to cancel on you if there was some sort of unforeseen event. So that can raise a high level of stress on you if you're coming from out of state, or if we have to move you out of state. If we're making a move within the county or nearby, we could probably have a good handle on it, but those are things that we really need to take a look at. What are the timelines for all the parties? Is there a domino effect? Meaning, like, if you have a home to sell, what does that buyer look like for you? And also, does the seller, if you're coming in and buying something, does that seller need to find a replacement property? So is that a contingency for them? So you're going to be over here on idle until they make that move. So we might have to discuss short-term rental for a bit. Again, if you're renting, then we got to iron out when you're going to give notice before we do anything as far as removing contingencies. So all that, the contractual things that we need to dial in are very critical, very important. So that is something that is something we do with our team, and any real estate broker that you're working with will really need to have a good handle and understanding of what all parties need to happen so that this can be as smooth as possible for you. So that is going to be a big component of helping this run smoothly for you. Number 4 is, I'm just going to say, on an emotional level, you're really going to have to dig into your patience tank in 2021. There are going to be probably 1 or 2 homes that you're going to have some competition in. That might not be the case depending on your price point. Anything around the 800 under goes quite quickly here in San Luis Obispo County. Our higher end is also seeing a lot of movement right now. So that is something that we also need to dial in, and just be sure that you're going to be comfortable releasing some contingencies and perhaps making some terms very desirable for the seller. Again, that's going to be the conversations that we have to be sure that we can make this a win-win situation. So I'm going to just say that the emotional ride might be a little bit intense. So this is where you need to lean onto your real estate broker, your professional, and let us guide you through that process. So, but just be prepared for that a little bit, and we'll guide you through that. And number 5, the most important how to buy tip that we can do right now is Are you comfortable providing over-asking funds to the seller to close? So that's not to say that all the sellers want that. However, it's going to sweeten the pot a little bit. So that's again case by case. Do you have some capital, some liquid funds, enough down where you can perhaps remove the appraisal, offer more over asking, which if you are currently in the buyer's market, you've probably heard that is just what's happening all across the United States. So we need to also be prepared for that as a strategy. And that's obviously your comfort level. We have conversations of that. Obviously, I would never want you to overpay for a home. So it just depends on your personal situation. And that's where we have that conversation to see what you're comfortable with. And that is obviously a very good strategy to do if it's a property that is going to fit your needs and your family. Just be assured that we're pretty familiar with the whole county. There's the North County, which is higher, different temperature weather, and air conditioning is required. Then you've got the San Luis Obispo proper, the city of San Luis Obispo, which is our main attraction, where the Cal Poly University is. And then we have South County, which are your other beach areas, that's called the Five Cities: Arroyo Grande, Grover Beach, Oceano, Pismo Beach, and then we have Avila Beach, obviously. So, John and I are very well versed in the whole county. And again, just reach out to us with any kind of questions or concerns that we can help you muddle through. We're happy to help. Okay, so the only way we can help you find that sweet spot here in San Luis Obispo County is you've got to reach out. You got to give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, whatever you need to do, day, evening, weekends, it doesn't matter. So just remember that we've got your back when you're moving to the Central Coast. So until the next video, we'll catch you later.